Yo, yo, yeah, I'm back again, talking what I think is a topic that makes people fall in love with One Piece. It's about the Straw Hats being a family. Okay, it's not just because they're a small crew. A small crew, you may have respect and camaraderie. You may, like each other, but that doesn't make you a family. What makes you a family? It's quite complex, you know. And there's different types of family. But when I mean family, I'm talking a legit family where it's like a tight bond. I mean, overall, you look at it, they will literally each die for each other. They may have their little disputes or whatever, but they trust in each other. You know, they love each other. They respect each other on different levels in between each of the individual relationships. But it's cool. Now, I'll start, overall how they are, how you would relate them to a family member, and then I'll probably go into their interactions with each of them. Alright, starting with the Captain Luffy, first Straw Hat. Luffy, I would say, he's the middle brother and the younger middle brother, okay? He's the one everybody loves. They respect him, but he's that kind of, the kind of crazier one. The third brother tends to, at least in my thing, tends to be kind of crazy. Next, Zoro. Zoro's the oldest brother. Now he's the one everybody looks up to. Even though they respect Luffy, obviously they look to Luffy for leadership. Zoro is the people, he's the dependable one. He's the one that you can always count on for the advice. He's the one that's the protector. He protects Luffy many times. He protects Chopper. Him and Sanji have a sibling rivalry because that's the older brother things. Leading on into Sanji. Sanji would say is the second brother. He's not quite up to the par of Zoro. And Zoro and him, they keep trying to battle and prove who's it and who's not. But Sanji, he's the chill brother. He's the ladies' man and everything. Now, Usopp, I say he's the dark horse of the family. I don't even, he's like a brother to Luffy, but he's sort of the cousin. Just a cousin. You love him to death, but he's not in the same family line. He's of a different breed. Then you go, I would say Chopper. Chopper's the little brother. He's the runt of the family, whatever. You just gotta love Chopper. You gotta love Chopper. Everybody watches out for Chopper, and everybody is slowly teaching Chopper, helping him mature. Then you got Nami. Nami's that sister, okay? She's that sister that everybody loves and hates at the same time. Well, obviously different times, but everybody, you gotta love-hate relationship with Nami. You respect her for who she is and everything, but her mood swings are killer. Then you got Robin, the older sister, who's almost maternal at times, especially when it comes to Chopper. Her and Nami have a great relationship. Obviously, they can do things. Only two females in the crew, but they don't beef. They're tight. Robin's respected by everybody. The oldest sister. She's the third oldest. Of the Straw Hats, but she's practically the mother, the mate. I can't say matriarch. Yeah, the mother, but not matriarch. Then you got Franky. Franky's that crazy uncle. Okay, Franky's just he does some. He's of another breed. Let's just put it that way. Franky's of another breed. He's that crazy uncle that everybody, you love him, but he's out there. Then you got Brook. Brook, you can't say he's a granddad. Well, you can say he's a granddad, but he's not. Brook is a granddad that acts like a kid. Okay, let's just put it that way. So that's how I break them down. Now, between their relationships with each of them, I'll try to be quick about this because, like I said, it's complex. Luffy and Zoro. Zoro, like I said, is the older brother of Luffy. And, Zoro, he knows Luffy is stronger, he respects Luffy mad. And in return, Luffy respects him. They have a tight bond. It's not just that Luffy saved Zoro's life. Zoro's in exchange saved Luffy's life several times. It just, I think Zoro, he's loyal, he's humble, and he his protect role, his number one protect role is Luffy. So they have that good working bond. Luffy and Sanji, Sanji being the older brother, he respects and loves Luffy, but Luffy gets on his nerves at times, especially with the cooking, stealing the food. He saved Luffy as well, so there's that. But they don't have quite as tight a bond as him and Zoro, Luffy and Zoro do. Luffy and Nami. Now Luffy and Nami, even though it's family or whatever, obviously they're not related. They have I think probably the most colorful relationship that any of the Straw Hats do, and to me they could definitely hook up. If not getting married, at least have a kid in the future. I think they work perfectly together. Just the way they are. The only thing is Nami with her mood swings. Beef with Luffy, clash. You know what I'm saying? Luffy and Chopper. Now Chopper almost idolizes Luffy, but sometimes even Chopper, as of recently post time, so he goes, Luffy, yo, what are you thinking? Luffy, you're crazy. Luffy the crazy brother. But, Chopper really does love Luffy. Robin, Robin, she watches, she doesn't have to really watch out for Luffy. So in that, she allows Luffy to do what he does, and it's all cool with her. Franky and Luffy have arguably the most distant relationship between any Straw Hats with Luffy. They have a common respect for each other. Let's just put it that way. Whether it be by age or whatever, him and Luffy don't really have that tight of a relationship. Luffy and Usopp are like brothers, like I said. I said Usopp's like a cousin, but except for Luffy, them two are tight. Being the same age, and they're just tight. Let me just put it that way. And Brook and Luffy, he's the favorite grandson. Let's just put it that way. Brook loves Luffy, and Luffy loves Brook. From the moment they just clicked. Now Zoro and Sanji have a sibling rivalry. I said the two older brothers, they clash. They respect each other. They die for each other. But there's a huge sibling rivalry. Zoro and Sanji, that's a respectable. They respect each other definitely, but they each get on each other's nerves. But they have a general respect for each other. Let's just put it that way. Zoro and Robin. Now, Zoro, if you remember, One Piece Wiki talks about this, reminded me a while back, that Zoro was the only Straw Hat that was very, very hesitant to accept Robin. But as a slow progression, the oldest sis, older bro, you know how that be sometimes. They have more than a mutual respect. It's an unspoken love for each other. Besides Luffy, Zoro has the most respect for Robin, and probably most love for Robin. And heck, I wouldn't be surprised if them two got together. Now, Robin is several years older, but still, stranger things have happened. Zoro and Chopper. The littlest brother, Zoro, obviously protects him, and there's that special bond. Chopper practically worships him. Zoro and Franky, kind of like Luffy, don't really have a relationship. General respect. Zoro and Brook, there's just a common thing because they're two swordsmen. There's a common respect, and I think there's going to be more play on their relationship growth. Now, Sanji loves Nami. Loves Nami. He loves Robin, but in a different way. Chopper, he protects Chopper. He's more than protect. He more advises Chopper. Oh, and I forget, if I didn't mention Zoro and Usopp. Zoro is helping Usopp become a man. Sanji's also helping Usopp become a man, but they didn't. It's not that tight of a relationship. Sanji with Franky, like with everybody else, it's respect. They're kind of tighter than he is. Franky is with, I would say, with most of the folks. With Brook and him have a common thing with the love for the ladies, so there's a commonality there. Nami, oh shoot, she loves the cuteness of Chopper. Little brother. She does that that whole thing. Sometimes Sanji pisses her off, but she generally loves, all three of her brothers. Like I said, her and Robin are tight sisters. Her and Franky. She likes Franky, but Franky pisses her off. He really does. But generally, she relies on Uncle Franky. She really does. She relies on him for his, and in that she gets respect. She respects him, I say. And Brook, yet to be seen what kind of relationship they really have, because they don't really highlight that. One Piece hasn't really highlighted that yet. Robin generally really loved by everybody. Like I said, maternal. She's the mother of the crew. Franky, she respects. Very, on, I guess, similar ages. She expects the most out of Franky. She don't expect that much out of Brook, because Brook's just he's just that much older. And she's sort of like a mother to Chopper, but at the same time, she respects Chopper for being an intellect as well. And Franky and Brook, because since I've practically named all of them, but I'll get to Usopp as well. Franky and Brook have a very I don't know if they really show the relationship they have. I guess it would be general respect out of two older gents, but they don't really, as far as I can recall, they don't really show a relationship. So that's a big old question mark. I want to see the development in that. And with Usopp being the most, he's the cousin everybody loves. But let me try to break down Usopp's relationship with everybody. Like I said, with Luffy, he's a brother. Zoro and Sanji are trying to help him become a man. Sanji more of the advice, Zoro showing him how to do it. Chopper, he gets, with the stories and whatever, Chopper rides with that, So Chopper, I don't know how to explain their relationship exactly. Yeah. Then Nami and him, they share a bond because they have a special bond as well. Like some of the other characters have, with them being totally normal. And Nami opened up one time and she's like, back in Alabasta, you're the only one who will understand. He made the weapon for the climb attack, and you're the only one who will understand. Her and him and Franky have a general they have a great understanding and a brotherhood because they both build. Him and Brook, again, So there's a lot of question marks about Brook. Peace, y'all.